got the grinder mentality. I grind for the feeling, I'm a real ass nigga. These niggas, they counterfeited. Staying true to my religion, they thinking that I'm a Christian. Mama thinking I'm a villain, but I'm expressing my feelings.
Perfect imperfections. Hey y'all, this that new joint right here. By myself, Reno. Perfect imperfections. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect imperfections, baby girl, you perfect. Something different about you, I just know you worth it. And she stay consistent, I can see you working. If she Christian, she tell me marry a virgin.
In perfect perfection, she gave me a virgin. Fly like Aladdin, live it lavish, I'm Persian. I should hold it, reveal the truth when they close the curtains. She call me baby, got cash money like I'm Gerber. Live like a star, I'm on royal king. Hey. And she up the bar,
that's my lawyer queen.
Love you the way you are, don't gotta make scenes. Feel like B.I.G., was it all a dream? The high smoking mirrors,
it ain't what it seems.
On that other side, it ain't guaranteed green. You gotta decide, tell me what it's gonna be. Just because they say they ride,
they don't make them on your team.
You the only one for me,
I'm the only one you see.
In perfect perfection,
tune in.
Baby, flow I see.
In perfect perfection.
In perfect perfection. In perfect perfection. In perfect perfection. Every flaw I see. You the only one for me. I'm the only one you see. In perfect perfection. Love every flaw I see.
In perfect perfections.
In perfect perfection.
Hey.
In perfect perfection.
One time for Reno.
In perfect perfection. Every flaw I see.
Yes indeed.
Snatch the baby heart. Swiping, no swiping. Can't tear us apart.
They wanna indict me. Feelings from the start. Just do it like Nike. Tenacious with your heart. I'm keeping it by me.
Never fall in love. Money can buy me.
Bonnie and Clyde. Winnie and Bobby.
I'm in your mind.
Slide in your body.
I'm by your side.
With power like Gotti.
Live like a star.
I'm a lawyer king. And she up the bar. That's my lawyer queen.
Love you the way you are. Don't gotta make scenes. Feel like B.I.G.
Was it all a dream?
The high smoking mirrors,
it ain't what it seems.
On that other side, it ain't guaranteed green. You gotta decide, tell me what it's gonna be. Just because they say they ride, don't make them on your team. You're the only one for me. I'm the only one you see.
In perfect perfection. Love every flaw I see.
In perfect perfection.
Yes sir.
In perfect perfection. In perfect perfection. In perfect perfection, every flaw I see.
You the only one for me. I'm the only one you see.
In perfect perfection,
love every flaw I see.
In perfect perfections.
In perfect perfections. In perfect perfections. In perfect perfections, every flaw I see. Yeah.
Down on the west side, 2 times on the east side, 1 time for the south side, 2 times for the north side. Yeah, yeah.
Gone. Hey man, give it up again, man. That's Reno, myself, perfect imperfections, man. You already know what time it is. So, you know, I just wanted to do something a little different, man. But let's welcome this in the right way, man. Welcome back to the Rich Mentality Podcast. What's good, y'all? What's good? You know, I just wanted to switch it up a little bit, man. Let y'all know, you know, what's really good with the music, what's really good with myself, and I just wanted to keep y'all tuned in, man. So everybody that's tuned in, you know, drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all been doing. Drop in the comments if y'all got any new gems, you know, any new things that y'all learned. You know what I'm saying? Any books, anything that y'all have. Tune in. Let me know what's good. Like I said, this is the hub of what the minds. We all bring our rich mentality, and you know, we just bring in every single thing that we learn. Any gem we got, and we just expanding our minds. That's the whole thing. So, drop in those comments, man. Let me know what's good. What's new, y'all? What's new? I'll tell you what's up with myself, still, what I'm saying, just working, putting in the grind, putting in the footwork. If you're not putting in that grind, if you're not putting in that footwork, man, then what you doing, right? If you're not putting in that grind, if you're not putting in that footwork, then what you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's no other option. You have to. Nobody's going to give you anything in this world, right? And again, it starts with the mentality. It starts with the mindset. It starts with, what you're doing on the daily, who you're listening to, what are you regurgitating, what are you watching, what are you eating? I mean, all these different things, all this matters, right? So in order to get to the next level, man, you got to keep grinding. And that's the same thing with myself. Staying consistent, staying, networking, staying in the building, just making sure that, I'm in the right place to be, man. So that's what I'm definitely hoping that, the people who tune into this podcast get from this. That's all I want. I just want y'all to understand, keep that ambition, keep that grind. You know what I'm saying? Just keep moving forward. Stay smooth. And of course, I know y'all see the chain. Just got the new chain, man. So if y'all, looking at the old ones, y'all see I got the chain. Yes, sir. I do got the chain, man. You know what I'm saying? And also, man, y'all make sure y'all tune into the clothing line for sure. You know what I'm saying? Rich Mentality Attire. We definitely moving up. You know what I'm saying? We definitely expanding as well. We got the luxury collection that I have on myself. And that's just what it is, y'all. But let's just get directly to it. Do not allow temporary emotions, to cause you to make a permanent decision. Let me say that one more time. Do not allow temporary emotions to cause you to make a permanent decision. So before I get into my analogy or my example, just for instance, if someone made you mad, it doesn't mean for you to go out and haul off and go kill them. It doesn't mean for you to haul off and punch them in the face. Now, sometimes, people do need to get, dealt with in a certain manner. Sometimes you do got to stand up for yourself, but that's just simply for your respect, not to prove that you're not a punk, but just for your respect, so you stand up for yourself. So nobody don't just, up and feel like they can, run you over. I get that part. That's okay. That's all right. But when you start making, permanent decisions to where it puts your life in jeopardy, it puts your family in jeopardy, it puts you in jeopardy, it put everyone around you in jeopardy, I don't think that that's, an adequate decision, especially when you allow a temporary emotion, something that just, this small makes you feel, this big, or makes you, react this big. I don't think it's worth it. So for myself, I just wanted to, shine light on the situation. So when you allow temporary emotions, to cause you to make a permanent decision, such as the Will Smith and Chris Rock situation, right? The Will Smith and the Chris Rock situation. A lot of people, look at that. At first, everybody was like, yeah, Will, he did what he did. He stood up. But now I bet y'all see, how, how social media and how society is starting to, they kind of pretty much changing up. They're like, yo, hold on, man, that wasn't right. It was wrong. And I'm 50-50 with it, but I have to be, the mature adult that I am and say that, yes, it was wrong. Yes, he could have been taken care of, better than that. Whether that was him, just screaming from the crowd, hey, cut it out, or hey, bro, hey, they keep my wife's name out your mouth, or just simply after the whole Oscars, just after the Oscars period, and saying, look, bro, I don't think that was, friendly. I didn't take it, I didn't take it as a joke. My wife, she's fighting alopecia. This is a real thing for me. You feel me? Whether you know it or not, I'm letting you know now. Just standing up as a man. But what happens is when you allow a temporary emotion to cause you to make a permanent decision, all the ifs, ands, and buts and all the other options, choices, and decisions that you could have made, they out the window now. Because you already done said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and react off of this action. Every action does not deserve a reaction. Every action does not deserve a reaction. So when you put yourself in a position to react just off of this small thing, right? And I get it, it wasn't a nice joke, granted, at what had happened. You know what I'm saying? Granted, at what had happened, for her situation, she's fighting alopecia. I understand that. But when it comes to you putting your life in jeopardy, your family in jeopardy, your work, your career, your Oscar in jeopardy. And what people don't understand is that he could potentially lose his Oscar, what he worked so hard for. I mean, we all seen, and don't get it twisted, Will is a hell of an actor. He's dope. I think that the things that he brings to the industry and to the table is immaculate. Not too many people has done what he has done. I'm sure he's acted in pretty much probably over 100 movies, period, hands down. But it takes 20 years to build trust. But guess what? It takes 1 second, right, to break it. You know what I'm saying? So a 10-year friendship can take only 1 second to disintegrate or to break that friendship. So what I'm saying is that if you have done good all your life, you did good all your life, and you ain't never gotten in no trouble, you done did everything right, you was obedient, you worked or whatever, or you got your career, but the moment you cussed the police out, or the moment you robbed the bank or whatever the case is, now you're going to be classified as a bad guy for a very long time. I think that anybody can turn their life around, but what I'm saying is that when you allow temporary emotion to make you, make a permanent decision, then you just pretty much put everything else in jeopardy. You just pretty much put everything else on the back burner and say, you know what, the way I feel right now, I don't care what happens from this year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever the case is. So, and that's just something that people got to really understand. Like, yes, it could have been, it could have been handled better. You embarrassed yourself as well as your family. It's going to always be duality in the situation. Somebody going to always be like, yo, he took care of his business. He stood up like a man, whatever. Okay, cool. I understand that. He was the alpha male. He was the aggressor in the situation, right? But if he's going to lose his Oscar, if he embarrassed his family, if he put his life in jeopardy, if he put his, work in jeopardy, I mean, I get all that, but if you're going to put all that in jeopardy, who really was smart here? Who really is the man? Who really is the person who came out on top? Yes, of course, Chris Rock was. It's an embarrassing thing for himself as well. Of course, it's an embarrassing thing. You got slapped in front of millions, and it went viral. So guess what? Quadruple millions seen it. But overall, what the point is, do not allow temporary emotions to cause you to make a permanent decision, right? This can cause you to lose out on other careers, other job opportunities, other things that you didn't see down the line due to this temporary emotion, right? Not only that, it's a disgrace to the blacks, right? It's a disgrace to the blacks. So they already have, discriminatory, things and slurs to say about us, derogatory things to say about us, racist things to say about us. I mean, we living in this particular time, and you see how it is. And when someone act out of anger or out of a temporary emotion, and then they, kind of lose it off the rip, they like, see, that's why we don't rock with them. See, that's why they this. See, that's why they that. You give them a reason to talk. Not only that, but you're disintegrating and downplaying and just pretty much demasculating another black male in your community, in our community, and that's something that I just don't agree with. So I feel like when you make temporary emotions, you make permanent decisions off of temporary emotions, you don't give yourself the chance to really think. You acting right now. He who angers you conquers you. He who angers you conquers you. You acting right now. So I think that that's the main message. Don't allow a temporary, emotion to cause you to make a permanent decision. There's just facts. And like I said, yes, Chris Rock definitely violated. It was a violation, hands down. It was a violation. However, slapping somebody on national television is not the answer. I don't think. And that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's my opinion. I don't think that was the best, option. It could have been so many different ways that it could have been handled. However, I will say this. We all are human beings and nobody are perfect. Nobody is perfect. We all are human beings and nobody is perfect. What I mean by that is we all make mistakes. We all, sometimes may act out of, a temporary emotion. And, sometimes we make permanent decisions. Sometimes we do that, right? But you want to minimize on doing that. You want to minimize, putting yourself in that position. So I feel that, it's an unfortunate situation. We don't know what he was dealing with personally. Speaking about Will Smith, we don't know what he was dealing with personally. We don't know what really triggered it. We don't know, and we can sit here and judge all day. But just the irony of it, and just the whole message that I'm just trying to get to the world, and everybody who got that rich mentality that's tuned in is don't allow a temporary emotion to cause you to make a permanent decision. This could be life or death. This can be jail or your freedom. This can be anything. A permanent decision is serious. It's something that you gotta live with. So just definitely keep those things in mind. So another thing that I want to mention is that a lot of people have been speaking about Russell Wilson, and I think he's a phenomenal football player, and they've been comparing him to Future, which I think Future is a dope artist. I rock with both in both of their professions. But what I will say is that for someone to take care of their kids, take care of their wife, obviously he's a millionaire, he's doing well, and you still call him a square. And not only that, but this guy never came out in public and said anything bad about no one, but they got everything wrong to say about him. That shows you that the world is going to speak regardless. The world is going to talk about you regardless. You can be the best person in the world, and you just stay in your, you just stay in your little shell, and you don't say nothing to nobody. All you do is just get out here, get money, take care of your family. They still going to have something to say. So what I'm saying is, imagine if Russell Wilson came out. What are you going to look like coming out saying, fuck everybody, I don't really want to be, everybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how much money he can potentially lose? Do you know how many opportunities he can lose? How many the endorsements, networks, whatever, just off of him reacting off of a temporary emotion causing them to make a permanent decision. And that's my whole point. You don't want to allow yourself to make a temporary a permanent decision off of a temporary emotion. You know what I'm saying? And they dragging them for what? You know what I'm saying? All he ever did was go out, and take care of his kids, play football, and, do good. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And you call him a square, right? But you call the person who, cheat on women, womanize a woman, and, they probably got good music and, and whatever, but you glorify that. But this is what the society has come to. And with that being said, it'll be a lot of people making permanent decisions off of temporary emotion because they can't handle the pressure. They can't handle people like, yo, what are you saying right now? I'm just trying to be the best that I can be, and you telling me I'm a lame? You telling me I'm a square? But that's what it's gonna be regardless. So just going back to the joke, the G.I. Jane joking, Will Smith reacting off of that, and going back to Russell Wilson and how he could have reacted. But the main important thing is maintaining your cool, maintaining who you are as an individual. Never allow someone to get you out your character. And that's a thing that people don't really understand. You can't allow, people to allow you to make a permanent decision off of a temporary emotion. That's just here right now. Right? That's just here right now. Your current situation is not your final destination. Your current situation is not your final destination. Like, people talking about all this right now, but I guarantee you, maybe even, I give it 3 weeks, man. They probably, it'll be like it never even existed. It'll be like it never even happened. But see, people don't realize that right now. They going off of, I'ma stand up because I ain't no punk. I ain't, I ain't taking it. I ain't standing down for nothing. But really, what are you proving? You know what I'm saying? The people who you trying to prove something to ain't got nothing anyway. So it's like, what are you proving something for? And again, it's different when somebody's trying to put their hands on you or trying to handle you a certain way, or, try to, whatever the case is physically. But words, words is not going to allow me to get out my shell or my character. So that's just the main thing, y'all. Like, I just feel like people have to really understand those things, It's like the shoot first, ask questions later mentality. You know what I'm saying? Again, it sounds nice, but what are you really proving besides saying you're not a punk, right? You shooting first, but you asking questions later. Like, that's, and unfortunately, that's what we was taught in our community. Unfortunately, and it causes us to go against one another. It causes us to disintegrate one another and put down one another. But that's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not the way it should go. So I just feel like everybody should understand that temporary emotions should not allow you to make a permanent decision. there's more things in life to be, grateful for, and things that you can, show that you're happy for, versus just reacting off of something that just happened right now. It's so many different ways, and again, it may be easier said than done, but I just feel like everybody has, a time, place, time and place for everything that happens. It's always a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you thinking about that, next time you thinking about, going against your ex-girlfriend or reacting to your ex-boyfriend or whatever the case is, and reacting and responding to it with violence, just remember that the best revenge is success. The best revenge is removing yourself. The best revenge is improving yourself. They expect for you to act out violently. They expect for you to, to come at them violently and, yell, scream, kick and scream, whatever. Now you just got you an assault charge. Now you just got you a, aggravated assault or battery charge. For what? Trying to prove what? So my whole thing is, do not allow a temporary emotion cause you to make a permanent decision. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, anybody who's been tuned into my podcast already know that I do a segment on here, and we speak about one way to make $1 million. So let's get directly into it. So I just want to dive directly into it and say, you can understand and learn how to become a app developer, right? Become an app developer. And what I mean by app developer is literally the individual who makes the apps. Literally the person who, if you go on your phone, you click a button, you create that app, you're the person who developed that. Those individuals make a lot of money, but I want to just get down to the basis of how to actually, become that. So number one, you want to find a mentor, or read certain books, or find a credible YouTube sources. Right? Let me repeat that. So you want to find a mentor, read books, or find a credible YouTube sources, YouTube videos. That's your moneymaker. That's how you're going to actually learn how to do these things, right? 2, you want to build relationships and gain clients, right? Reaching out on Instagram, reaching out on Facebook, reaching out on all these different platforms. That's exactly how you're going to build a relationship so you can gain the clients, right? So understand that these app developers, they're making $1,500 to $5,000 plus. Not $1,500 to $5,000 only, but $1,500 to $5,000 plus. So when you make an app, you getting that per app. So just putting it in mathematically form. If you create 200 apps for $5,000, there goes your $1 million. If you create 200 apps for $5,000, there goes your $1 million, right? So all you have to do in between your clients, build up your clientele. You could charge $1,500 to $5,000, and the thing is, we all want to make $1 million, but will you not be happy if you make $100,000? Will you not be happy if you even make $50,000? It's more than what you had last year. So what I'm saying is that you have so much, gray area and so much room for growth and a dynamic for growth. All you got to do is just stay consistent, move with repetition and continue to keep that rich mentality. So everybody already know, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're going to wrap this thing up. Be tuned in to my books, Fairly Unequal, Rich Mentality, Traumatized by Love, and the 8 steps to self-publishing a successful book. Also, be sure to tune into the clothing line. And again, man, this is the hub of wealthy minds will keep a rich mentality. Peace.